we have come to that part of the week where we look at some key questions that I have received from students affecting this stage of the risk management process. The first question is on risk identification. Who is responsible for identifying risks? This is a good question, and the answer also depends on the size and context of the project. Generally speaking, for a small project, the project manager may identify risk and develop the risk register. He or she might get input from the project sponsor or senior manager and colleagues, or from a small group of key stakeholders. For a medium to large project, the risks are identified by the project manager, project team members, business owners, and external stakeholders. This is done through formal meetings and brainstorming sessions with all involved. When managing large, complex projects, it is advisable to use an outside facilitator. Preparation might include an environmental scan and seeking views of key stakeholders and industry specialists. Another question I often get asked is whether any documentation needs to be completed when identifying risks. Identified risks are usually documented in the risk register. At this early stage of risk identification, key information needs to be included in the risk register, including a description of the risk, causes and consequences of risk, and the existing internal controls that may reduce the likelihood or consequences of risks. It is also essential when identifying a risk to consider the key elements: the factors that may contribute to a risk occurring or increasing, the likelihood of a risk occurring, and the outcome or impacts of an event. The final question for the week is, are there any risk identification tools that I can use to help me in a large project? There are various software tools that you can investigate and use. Although I'm unable to endorse any, it is worth you having a look to see whether there is something online that can assist you in identifying risks, particularly for a large, complex project. That's it for this week. Remember to use the forum to full advantage by involving yourself in the discussion. See you next week.